All right, we're doing our first follow-up interview. Who am I here with?
Scott Tunner.
Scott, the day I interviewed you, what happened?
Right after the interview was over, I was going down the street, just not even a block, and I bumped into the guy that had stole my two vehicles out there in Dale Valley. And his truck was broke down, and I just happened to go in the store, and when I come back out, I saw who it was, and we kind of just did a parallel walk about 5 feet apart because we had already been through a conflict. So other than that, everything, I just couldn't find you again to be able to tell you about seeing that person.
And what'd you do? How'd you react?
Well, I just, we stared each other down, and I stayed of like a 5-foot distance in between each other, and he walked backwards as I'm going forward, so, just staring at each other. So I went one way, he went the other. His truck was broke down, so he had backed it up into a spot and then kept it there overnight. And then the next morning, I seen him at Whataburger, so I didn't even go into Whataburger. I just kept on cruising through the parking lot because I saw the same truck over there.
So you didn't confront him?
I really did not because I wasn't supposed to be within 300 yards of it. And that's in Dale Valley, but this was a totally different spot, but I didn't expect to see him down there either. Congress and Riverside.
But he stole your trucks, man.
I understand that, but we've already had some issues about that, and I'm having to deal with those already.
Gotcha. Now it's Scott?
Yes, sir.
Scott, that same night, what were you doing when I met you?
I was digging around trying to find some cigarettes because, I just didn't have any money. I'm on low-end fixed income, and it's just hard to, and I shouldn't be smoking, but, I'm digging for cigarettes. How y'all doing tonight?
What's it like living out here in Austin?
It's pretty tough, and on the hot nights, it's even tougher. They don't, most of the time they won't let you settle down anywhere. They just kind of keep you moving, so they don't want you to, get too comfortable where you're at. And they're not giving out no vouchers or nothing like that. They just ran me out of the other place I was at.
Why are people disappearing in Austin?
Either they're getting an apartment, or they're moving out, or people are getting hurt and not being found, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I've never seen a murder or anything. But
So from what I understand is that Austin has shifted in the last 3 days, and they have made new ordinances to make living in the inner cities impossible.
well, you don't get to sleep on the benches or nothing like that because they're going to wake you up and make you move. Now, I was sitting on a curb the other day, and they did make me get up off that curb and sit on the bench, or they asked me to, because you can't. They don't want you to sit on the on the street.
Wow. And how has that changed? How long you been out here again?
It's going on almost 2 years. So, April 24th of 2024 when I became homeless.
Are you feeling any tension in the air? Any buildup?
Well, yeah. I mean, everything I got stolen on Labor Day. And of course I had to go to the bank, and they were actually open on Monday because they were inside a Walmart. But even though it's a holiday, but my money still didn't come in because I get 2 different payments. And one comes in on the 3rd, one comes in on the 1st, and I only get them 1 day early, so I have to wait that extra time.
And you just got discharged.
I got discharged from the hospital. They did a follow-up on my vascular surgery they had over here. They had the doctor kind of explained to me that they took the vein out and they turned it inside out and then put it back in there and she went in there orthoscopic to go over to make sure everything was working right.
And when I was talking to you, you were in middle of major recovery and a major surgery.
Yes.
Living out here on the street.
Yeah, yes, sir. And I didn't get, before they discharged me, they were supposed to take care of that payment out there where I had a place to stay. But they didn't make that payment, so I wasn't able to stay out there, so I ended up having to walk an extra probably 50 miles, which is not good on a brand new surgery. But that's actually what they're asking me to do this time. If my leg's not elevated, they ask me to walk on.
And that surgery, how has that changed your living?
Well, it's just scarred me mostly. I mean, I still can do pretty much whatever I was doing before, but I'm still disabled, and I still haven't gotten put on Medicare yet, but I don't have my red, white, and blue card. But I'm on Medicaid, which takes care of my hospital bills and prescriptions. All them times they've stolen all my prescriptions too, but today I have them all. They made sure I had them before I left the hospital.
Wow, man. I'm curious to know, man, if someone wanted to help your circumstance, where could they find you?
Uh, Probably just by my phone. I mean, I'm down by the Trinity Church sometimes. I'm in the, I want to say south, downtown Austin area. So most of the time, I mean, I've got a phone, I got an email. So the email is godandi.org@gmail.com, which is godandy.org, and that really stands for God and I.
What do you need right now besides razor
I
blades?
need a room that's, for a low-income person, or even a HUD home if I can afford it, because I do get paid once a month, but it's just tough to be able to survive. They take almost everything else away.
What can you spend for living a month?
About
400?
Yeah.
If you guys have a room somewhere $400 in Austin, you'd like it to be around this area?
I'd kind of like it to be downtownish. I know it's more expensive down here though.
Yeah, 100%.
I just get better offers from, or you get better people down here that kind of contribute a little bit more to the
Sure.
churches and all that around me.
Have you tried Austin Restoration Ministry?
I have not. I just saw a place the other day called Texas Coalition for Disabled Texans or something like that. The coalition for.
If I told you I had a bed for you right now, I could take you there right now.
Okay.
You would have to stop your addiction. What would you tell me?
Well, it's not a physical addiction. It's something that I choose to do on my own. It's, meth is not a physical addiction. Heroin and alcohol is a physical addiction, but alcohol is legal, right? So, but it's still a physical addiction. There's only two that I know of.
If I told you that you would have to cut off all principalities in your life.
Well, that's, I probably couldn't make that because I can't make it without food stamps. And
Not even that. It's simply this. You would give up your phone and you would give up your life for 9 months.
Well, I
And
see,
you would be
I see on
You would be
YouTube
on
that
our time.
Yeah, I see on YouTube you could go live in an airplane out there somewhere in like Alaska or something. You could stay on it 100 days, you get $1 million. So there's a couple of things like that going around.
Well, let me ask you this, man. In reality, right?
Okay.
Because this is reality right here.
It is reality.
If I told you you had a clean bed, food every day, you had to worry about nothing. All you had to do was get clean and stick on the program for 9 months, what would you say?
I say it can be done. I mean, it's not 9 months. It's not that much long of a time. Not at my age. So, like I said, I'm still 63 years young. 9 months wouldn't kill me.
Do you think you could live under somebody's agency?
Well, an agency is a little bit tougher to live under.
Well, what I mean,
if
not an
I had my
agency.
own private room, I probably could.
It's not a private room. It would be different. It's an organization. I actually just I'm collaborating with them and helping them out, but they're actually in real time taking people off the street and doing complete restorations. Okay, you have your ID, right?
I have a copy of my ID. I know where my ID is at, but and I got an appointment on the 29th to be able to go get another copy of it.
Well, they participate in the full restoration process.
Which is
And where that starts at, is God.
Well, I mean,
And then it
understand
goes
that.
from there.
I understand that.
It bleeds into
That's
every
part of my living too.
It bleeds
Go
into
dandy.
it bleeds into every dimension of your life. The meth addiction you struggle from right now, you would have to completely stop that. But I have a clean bet for you, man.
I understand that.
So
but,
you take my number.
I'll take because I want your number.
When you're ready,
all right,
you know who to call,
you're betcha.
and you have a clean bed, my brother.
I got you. That'd be
But you
great.
have to commit your life.
I know.
to
I know.
9 months.
It's only 9 months, so like I said, I've been through rehabs a couple of times, but nothing like that traumatic. But I do want to get your number.
But besides that, man,
I'm
where
listening.
do you honestly see yourself in the next month?
I just been healed from the surgeries and stuff. So I think I believe I can find a place within a month. So
Scott,
I'm listening.
would you ever consider not, struggling from a substance?
Well, you know, you see, y'all think I'm struggling from that substance, but I don't see it that way because I don't spend that kind of money per month on any kind of substance, you know. And I don't steal from nobody to do what I do. To me, it's not a physical addiction, so it's not something I got to have every day. So, you know, it's something I choose to do, and that keeps me out of big pharma. It means I don't have to go to, you know, the big drugstore and government store or whatever to pay for medications and stuff.
Scott, what I would say from that, so from an average kind of an average perspective people would have viewing you out here would be that you struggle with some sort of addiction.
Okay.
And you don't see it that way.
I don't see it, but they do, and I know because of how they treat you. You know, they judge you because of the way you dress, because of the backpack you carry around sometimes, and a lot of it has to just do because they've seen you on the street or whatever. But I don't see it. I just think people overjudge you too much. You know that, and they're not God to be able to judge us. You know, I mean that's His job, not their job. But they think they're better than most of the people that are on the street. But we just don't have the resources to be able to get to where like they are. You know, I mean we want to be, you know, well-to-do too. We don't want to live, you know, homeless like this. We'd rather, you know, be self-independent. You know.
Scott,
when I grew up, they didn't have computers, so I don't know how to code, I don't know how to use a computer, I don't know how to program a computer. I'm having a hard time with just that. Even my phone, I have a hard time with.
I'm curious to know, when was the last time you think God spoke to you through a person?
I'm going to say almost a year and a half ago. I know I saw my parents, you know, this is after they passed, but I believe I saw them, and that was probably God's intervention with that.
Do you think...
We got some stuff coming that's going to be the wrath of this earth, and a lot of us ain't going to get through it. I don't think. I believe I am, but I think a lot of people's not going to be able to get through it. You know, like intense hurricanes or storms, or and who knows what it could be. It could be a meteorite for all I know. I don't know. I just know that I think that there's some struggle with us raping this earth of all its resources. You know, we're not caring about the future. We could help control the what do they call it? The climate warming. You know, and I know the Earth's gone through many phases, but we could curb some of it. We're not going to curb all of it, but we could curb some of it.
Why are billionaires buying bunkers?
Buying bunkers? Well, because there's going to be, you know, I guess there's going to be a war. I don't know. I hope there's not, because we haven't learned from any of the other wars. You know, we're just destroying ourselves and the people around us. You know, if everybody in this world would have love in their heart, I don't think there would be so many wars, and there wouldn't be so much hatred. There wouldn't be so much degrading of people. You know, everybody's supposed to love everybody. That's in God's words. You know, I was at the church the other day. There was 3 things. It said hope, faith, and love. And it said, out of anything, just do everything you do with love. And it can change, you know, that if everybody had a heart with some conscience, it could change this world. There's a lot of people that just take, me. They don't have that what do you call it, where you feel for that other person or whatever.
So it's fair to say this lifestyle is one you choose.
I don't choose it. You know, I had a home at one time, but all that got taken away from me, and I didn't have the insurance on it to be able to recover from that. So that's really it's happened since 2014, when my next door neighbor shot a firework off and burnt my motorhome down. And I had to leave from that, and then that led to the other place I was at where this fire happened and burnt me. But that wasn't my motor, even though my motorhome caught on fire from a firework. It was not it didn't burn me. I didn't get burnt on that one. I got burnt where I had moved to the next time. And I've just struggled, you know. I've been struggling, but I look positive at everything anyway. I put that behind me, and I don't go back for revenge or nothing like that. Like I said, they stole everything I owned on Labor Day. You know, it was a holiday, but they still took it all. So, you know, I thought I'd hit it pretty good, but I guess I didn't. So everything I owned got stolen again. All I got is what you see in these 2 bags.
Someone's going to see this and want to help you. but they're gonna have stipulations.
I understand that. And if we can come to the kind of agreement, then I don't have a problem with that. You know, I do understand that, so that's not such a problem. I mean, if we can have a meeting of the minds, I can make my payment monthly because I do get paid from my pension.
Well, not only economically, I think the stipulations will evolve around, your activities.
I do understand that too. I've been when they stole my phone, I'd have to go to the library, and they've been trying to get me in like a HUD home or a Section 8 home, and I think I qualify for that. So I'm trying to look into that too. So I'd like to try to find those options before I commit myself to another option.
Scott, I think you shed light on the homeless community.
Okay.
I really do think that.
And, people just don't keep. They give up sometimes. You got to keep trying and keep trying. You got to dig down inside yourself to be able to find, what's out there, because there is help out there. The government's here to help you. I mean, you have to, like you said, follow certain guidelines, and a lot of people won't follow those guidelines. So,
yeah.
I'm still trying to get into a home. I don't like living on the street. And it goes from, the other night it was kind of chilly because I think it went down to like 65 degrees, but that was the next day I had to go to the hospital. Go ahead. I'm listening.
You're awesome, man.
That's the hardest part of a conversation is listening.
Listening. I have had videos where the comment section, it just destroys me because sometimes I cut people off. And I think I've done that in this interview. But it's just, I'm trying to direct the conversation.
I understand.
And, sometimes you're just learning.
I,
everybody's different, right?
I learned to accept a lot of things that we're not supposed to accept. But, it's better than me having to go back to a jail or a prison for something idiotic, for, somebody stole something from me, so what, I go bust him over the head? I wouldn't, I just kind of have to let it go. It's kind of, just the way of life out here on the streets. And that's all I can tell you. I'm working on it. I'm still working on it.
That night, we had that conversation, and then you saw all your stuff. Right after that, you saw at that little, Chevron.
I saw the guy that took all that stuff.
And yeah, you saw the guy that took all that stuff, and that was almost like to me, that would be like a slap in the face.
Well,
but listen to me. Listen to me. That slap in the face, and then your reaction to me was you turned the other cheek.
Well, that's what I had to do because I was upset that it was him, except for, I come outside and I said, what's the matter? Because the hood was up on that truck. And I said, what's the matter? You overheated? And then I saw who it was. And so we kind of just kept a 5-foot distance in between us. And I'm walking this way and he's kind of walking back treading. And he just, until we got to the back of his truck. And then I kept on going and he went back to try to fix his truck, which he didn't fix it that night. He had to come back the next morning to fix it. And then I saw him over at the Whataburger, so I didn't even go in there to confront him either. I just kept my distance.
It takes a strong-willed character to turn that other cheek.
I just, I want to be able to feel good about myself. I'm not worried about what, I figure karma catches up to him. And all the other people that seem to try to do you wrong, I think karma will catch up to you. It's just the way God works, I think, a lot of times.
Scott, if you wanted to share a message with the world again, what would you say to them?
Love yourself, love everybody else, dig down inside yourself. You can find what you really need, and live life and laugh and love. That's all I can say. Laughter is a good healer and love's a good healer.
Man, I appreciate you tuning in. Second time. In the daytime this time.
All right, that worked out for me too. I was grateful for that.
And you look like you're in good shape, man.
Well, thank you.
So it looks like you're doing good stuff out
my
here.
Hair and all that kind of stuff.
Yes, sir.
And that's what they got last time. They stole my hair clippers and my razor and all that. So I had one of those like Santa Claus and Repcos had those 3 little blades on them where he come down the snowy mountain or whatever.
Man, we're praying for you, big dog.
Good. I appreciate that. I pray for everybody out there too.
God bless you.
God bless them.